about, how does India tackle the environment. So, yeah, this is becoming a political issue. It is something that politicians acknowledge. It is something they're trying to do something about. But I think it tells us a big thing about tackling environmental problems. It's going to be very, very difficult to deal with.
It was amazing today to see that the equipment they've got doesn't even measure how bad
the smog
is right now, off the scale. Justin, thank you so much. Let's join Aaron now, who has the business news from us, live from the World Travel Market exhibition here in London. Having a good time there, Aaron?
I'm working hard, Luce. I'm working hard. Congratulations on the show, Lucy. Great stuff. Hey, yeah, listen, welcome to the World Travel Market. It's one of the biggest in the world. And the reason being, this is big business. Global tourism contributes $9 trillion to our global economy. It supports 320 million jobs. When you talk about jobs, think of this. Every 5 new jobs created, one of them comes from the tourism sector. So really big business. It accounts for about 10.5% of the global economy. So there you go. But some regions, some countries have had a pretty tough time. One of those is Egypt. You remember back in 2015, that Russian airliner that took off from Sharm el-Sheikh in the Sinai region was basically blown out of the sky, and subsequently all 224 passengers and crew were killed. Following that, we saw bans from many countries around the world banning flights in to Sharm el-Sheikh. UK was one of them, Russia was another. But those flights have been lifted. And I tell you what, Egypt's tourism numbers are booming again. Yeah, they're booming, and they're only growing stronger, apparently. Let's find out, because Rania Al-Mashat is the Minister of Tourism. And good to see you as always. To bounce back, what have you done to get these numbers? How many numbers this year are you expecting?
So we met last WTM,
yes,
same place.
Yes.
Today I'm here after a very steep rebound in the tourism sector. We have reached the highest tourism revenues in Egypt's history, $12.6 billion.
Wow.
Our tourism numbers in terms of arrivals are actually close to the peak of 2010, and that is without the lift of the ban that the UK has on Sharm el-Sheikh, which just was lifted last week.
That's true.
We
so
are
you expect the numbers to
even go north.
Okay.
I think that it is an opportune time for businesses to be in Egypt. Safety and security of our visitors is cornerstone and forefront for the government. We have spent so much on the infrastructure related to security, and from the WTTC, the World Travel and Tourism Council, we have got the 2019 Champion Award for resilience, and that's because of the infrastructure.
You certainly are resilient, but problems aren't all fully gone, have they? A report from your government just released today highlighted that Egyptian forces have killed 83 militants in the North Sinai just in the past month alone. That's a lot of militants. I mean, so it's still clearly you're still cleaning up, if you will.
I think that when you take a look at Sinai, people have to realize the size of Sinai. We have North Sinai, which is very, very far away from southern Sinai. Sharm el-Sheikh, Hurghada, Marsa Alam, all the destinations are very far away from the north. When actually the report that you just mentioned is a positive report, because it just means that we are doing all we can to keep all of that away from the destinations, and it's really working on behalf of other countries to make sure that everyone in the region and globally are safe. The beauty of Sharm el-Sheikh today is that it is open for everyone. We are welcoming the first UK or tourists from London by this December. TUI has huge plans to bring more visitors in during the year.
And Rania, this is important because tourism for your economy is about 15%. So
Aaron,
it's big business.
I was very happy that you started your show by talking about the international significance of tourism, because I think that to the world sometimes the fundamental importance of the sector is not pronounced. In Egypt it's 15% of GDP, it employs around 12% of the labor force. When I was here last year, since then we have implemented the E-Trip, the Egypt Tourism Reform Program. It is a policy framework, and because of the rigor that we put in there to implement structural reforms that actually help us fulfill the potential of the sector, that has been extremely important.
Okay, Rania, always a pleasure. Thanks very much, and congratulations on doing such a great job and getting those tourist numbers. We appreciate it. Okay, so Rania was just highlighting, as I did too, the importance and the size of this industry. But of course, there are headwinds to this industry, and one of them, of course, is climate change. Very big in the headlines of late. So we're taking a look at how sustainable, how environmentally friendly is global tourism. We know it contributes about 5 to 8% of man-made CO2 emissions. So let's find out more. Yelaz Morgan is from the Eco Travel Shop. Yelaz, good to see you. So you support Eco